London, listen up. We will be with you taking our checklist-based trading strategies on the back of the CC Forum, October 12 at the Queen Elizabeth Conference Centre. If you want to learn these checklist-based trading strategies that I've been employing for quite some time and you want to learn it in person, get yourself booked now. We have thousands of people at the CC Forum and the event will sell out quickly. From there, we move on to Malta on the 9th of November. That'll be at the Intercontinental Hotel in Malta, also backing on to the back of an event, which is Malta AI and Blockchain Summit. Again, thousands of people expected, so get your spot quickly. From Malta straight across the pond to Singapore, November 16 at Marina Bay Sands, another event we are tacking on to the end of, which is called Block Show. Again, this has got thousands of people, so if you want to come along, get in there quick. And finally, back in Sydney on the 23rd and 24th at the Ridges World Square. So guys, whether it be London, Malta, Singapore, you need to get yourself along to these events if you want to learn the checklist-based trading that I employ and use daily. Very simple stuff, guys. Go to tradercobb.com/global and book your spot right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. I have been looking forward to interviewing this gentleman, and I really truly mean that as a gentleman for quite some time. I have got the man behind CC Forum, which is an amazing event in London that is going to be there through October. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it's the 14th and the 16th of October. I will also have an event tacked on to that. Max Studennikoff, it is an absolute pleasure. He is a CEO and co-founder of this space.
Pleasure is mine, Craig.
And I will tell you a couple of things. We've got a lot to talk about, man. So thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, all the way up from the UK. Or are you in France right now?
I'm in France at the moment. Doesn't really matter. I'm commuting to Paris to London from Paris, so it's vice versa. We are not based in Paris, but we have a little chateau not far from Paris, and that's what we're using for our residential purposes. But the event is in the UK. Yes, it's in the very heart of the financial center of the world, if I may say so. And it's
absolutely
the shortest distance from the Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament.
And let me just say, when Max says he has a little chateau, I mean, this thing is, I'm looking at my left-hand screen. I mean, this thing is, it's out of museums. It's out of like eyes wide shut. This thing is amazing. So congratulations on your prior success. We're going to touch on it in a minute. But what I really want to ask about, sort of to kick this interview off, is about the CC Forum. I mean, look, mate, you've had success in multiple startups, in multiple sectors. I mean, you've been in property development, hospitality, education. These are different businesses that you've run, and clearly you've been very good at what you've done. Why CC Forum, and what's the message you're trying to portray? I mean, it's blockchain and AI. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your motivation and what the event is?
Absolutely. Right. To me, it's a bit of like stepping back to what I started from, Craig, because I was doing a lot of conferences and exhibitions and events some 20 years back. But because I got fascinated with the, shall I say, philosophical side of blockchain, it really just hooked me. And I decided to step back in there because that's where I see where the mankind is gonna go to. To me, it's a bigger thing than the internet is. Okay. Back in the late 90s, I was organizing a lot of events on the so-called web. It's now known as a utility. It's a utility, internet. So to me, blockchain is a bigger thing than the internet is. The whole concept of CC Forum was born over a pint of beer with Vinay Gupta.
Oh, I know Vinay. I've interviewed Vinay.
He's
the
a
listeners
very
and
good
viewers will know
friend of mine.
Vinay. Very intelligent man.
I mean, he's like
Ethereum, I think it was. Ethereum?
He was launching the Ethereum, and you'd be surprised to know that Vitalik Buterin was staying in his house and the basement 5 years ago because he didn't have anywhere to stay. So Vinay was putting him up with a little room downstairs. So anyway, we talked about it for quite a number of occasions, and it was really the concept of CC Forum was shaped through these talks with Vinay. To me, he's a Renaissance man, really, because his mind is so well stored with knowledge, and he's very, very knowledgeable about that. He's been wearing many hats, really. But there's one particular thing that really jumped to our minds, is that we need to come up with a event for the movers and shakers. Okay, it's not for entertaining the crowd. It's not for for anything superficial. It has to be really in depth, broad, wide, and deep. It is. It has been conceived as the event for the world transformers. So I'm really pleased to mention to you that we have really some of the brightest thought leaders in the space joining us in London on the 15th and the 16th of October. I mean, it's amazing that most of them, they've got really, really tough schedules. They're all, tailoring it all up, and their itineraries and their travel arrangements, they're all coming to London to take part in that. The reason being is that we seem to have succeeded in building this global platform where thought leaders, investors, politicians, policymakers can come up with global announcements. And we're pleased to tell you that we've got a number of big companies will be launching their products and services from CT Forum. Like, for example, Mr. Mano, he's a Japanese billionaire. He's coming to London. He's chosen us to launch his 1 billion crypto bank, Fusion Bank it's called. I'm sure that will make headlines, okay?
Globally.
Globally, yes. He has not opted for any other event, including our respective competitors. He's chosen London and CT Forum to make this global announcement for the Fusion Bank. You'll certainly hear a lot of things about it. So that's what makes things really, it's the high quality. It's not so much about the numbers are significant, by the way. We're expecting from 2,000 to 3,000 people, which is already more than consensus had in May, for all my admiration for this event, really. So we were starting out last year with a humble 700 people, and they were as happy as Larry. But this time around, it's our third edition, and we're looking at between 2,000 to 3,000 attendees. But it's the quality of the attendees that really matters. I'm happy to tell you more about who and what we're expecting there, so that you just have a larger picture. Shall I do that?
Well, let's get there. I want to ask that question in just a moment. One thing I will say, Max, is that I have done a number of international events. I've done Consensus in New York. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Hong Kong. I've been to Malaysia. I've done a number of different events. And for the whole, for my audience, who I respect greatly and enormously, these are people that tend to be relatively intelligent, I would hope. And I know they are. I mean, we've focused on the podcast way of doing things because we understand that successful people don't have a great deal of time to watch YouTube, and they're not necessarily wound in by a 22-year-old or 24-year-old talking about the fundamentals of a project, when the fundamentals in our world, being finance backgrounds or business backgrounds, is that, well, there really are no fundamentals outside a team. So I speak to an audience about business. I speak to an audience about opportunity. I speak to audiences about prospects that they have the opportunity to research more into. And I go to these events, and I've got to say that, I mean, I haven't been to your event yet. I will be there in London for the event, ladies and gentlemen, the 16th. I have a 3:25 p.m. slot to speak and present. If you wish to come along, please do. I'll have a stand there. You can come and speak to us. My team will have some presentations to do, and it'll be a fantastic event. But it's not just about numbers. It's the caliber. People these days, especially in this blockchain space, I'm not speaking of AI here, Max. I'm speaking about blockchain. All they care about is how many YouTube followers you have. And for me, as a business person and I suppose a logical thinker, it's not about the numbers. You can put so much dirt through a mining machine and there's no gold. You're not going to get any gold at the end. It doesn't matter how much dirt you put in the top end. An event like the CC Forum Blockchain AI event held out of London, it's about who is there. That's where your value is.
Selective about the quality of speakers and thought leaders will be joining us. We have the biggest names in the industry where it goes beyond that. Not only do we have the likes of Roger Ver, Brock Pierce, Bobby Lee, Tone Bass, Thomas Powell, Vinay Gupta, listing it on, but we also have people who are just marginally connected to the blockchain industry, or probably sometimes even anti, though, like Nouriel Roubini. He's coming over to take part in the heated debates with the crypto people, heavyweights. So that's going to be really, really exciting.
Fiery.
And we have a very unique panel. On one panel, you will see Nouriel Roubini debating with Roger Ver, Brock Pierce, Bobby Lynn, Tone Vates, all in one place. Okay, because CC Forum, it's not first of all, it's not a crypto event as such. Okay, yes, crypto theme is of vital importance, is of paramount perhaps, but it's not the only one. It's more about emerging technologies as such. Okay, and that involves a lot of other issues like blockchain, AI, fintech, big data, IoT. So it's a larger picture than that, really. So, and we even have something that very few conferences actually might boast of. We have 4 lords, 4 members of the British Parliament.
I saw that.
Keynoting. It's unheard of for any blockchain conference in the UK. We have 2 members of the European Parliament coming over, that being Eva Kaili. She's in charge of emerging technologies in the European Commission. And we have Dimitris Psarakis, who wrote the legislation act for the European Commission. So the 2 key members of the European Parliament are coming over to keynote at CC Forum. We have members of the royal families coming over. We have sheikhs. We have billionaires. It's just really, it's all about the seeding and filtering the quality of people that we're really working with. Every day we have like 3 or 4 requests or suggestions from top-notch speakers asking us to get them on any panel, whatever. But we have to say no to most of them because we're really, really swamped and full. So it's all about maintaining the topmost standard of speakers. That matters.
The right people, the right conference, the right city. I really am a big...
And the right place, I would say. It is the most central venue you can get in London. It's literally 100 metres from the end of the Houses of Parliament. And that's one of the reasons why the Lords are so numerous, is it's easier for them to walk across the garden than travelling to the
And Lords are lazy. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. I won't catch a black tab. I want to walk. Right. So, look, I do appreciate the fact. I mean, I have looked through your audience. And, of course, I will tell the listeners and viewers that on very, very short notice, the whole Trader Cobb team and brand has literally put all our energy in the middle of an international and national tour to drop everything with about 1 month notice to get over there. There's one reason why we're doing that, ladies and gentlemen. We want to be involved with this event. And if you're listening here and you want to be at the forefront of innovation around the forefront thinkers of the development of that information, and if you want to get that, you know, people want that inside edge. The CC Forum and Blockchain AI is where it's going to be. And that's the only reason we've done what we've done. We are taking a risk doing this, but we feel as though it's really, really important to be there. So from my point of view, I understand it. Who do you speak to come along? Obviously, you are looking at a higher echelon of individual, I would imagine, just because of the extent of fantastic speakers and attendees that you have. You've done it very affordable, which I really highly respect, by the way. I think that you know, some of these other events that will remain nameless, charge an arm and a leg, and the margins on those tickets, oh my goodness, they are just phenomenal. But it seems to me, Max, that you're more looking for the right people in the right place to provide education from the educators, legislators' mouths.
It's a mission, really. Yes, it's a bit of a mission, really. You're absolutely right, Craig. There's a great deal of missionary zeal involved here. We are really keen on reaching out to as many layers of people. It's not all about high profile. Yes, the high profile are speakers, but not so much the attendees, really. It caters for a variety of categories. Investors, startups, geeks, nerds, policymakers, blockchain and AI enthusiasts. So it's a variety of categories involved here. The other thing that might be interesting for the audience to know is that what is the format of CC Forum? Yes, it's a 3-day, very intense program. We have welcoming drinks on the 14th of October, but the heat of the action will take place on the 15th and the 16th. We have a range of networking events, and that's will probably be for the higher end attendees. We have the black tie awards giving ceremony and gala VIP dinner for investors on the 15th of October. I bet you don't get that many blockchain and crypto events, you know, with tux involved. But that came across really, really well last year. We kicked off in about October, around Halloween time, back in October last year, and it came across remarkably well, because part of the gala dinner was also the cultural program, and we'll keep up the same tradition here. Last year we had the first ever tokenized musical instrument played for us, a Stradivarius violin worth a whopping £9 million.
What?
That's the project of Vinay Gupta, yes, Ethereum. Yes, and we had a very highly accomplished violinist playing for us on this instrument. The first ever tokenized, I'm emphasizing. So this year, I'm not going to reveal, but we have a couple of surprises up our sleeve. And these are big names from the classical music world. That's part and parcel of the gala dinner that we'll be having for the investors. There will be speeches, there will be greetings, there will be awards giving, and we have 7 nominations, by the way. Feel free to apply if you feel you can qualify. I'm talking to the audience now. Blockchain and AI Thought Leader of the Year, Journalist of the Year, Entrepreneur of the Year, Investor of the Year. If you just go to our website, cc-forum.com, you'll see all these categories, and everyone, either as an entity or as an individual, are welcome to apply that. So that makes really, really the networking program, I would say, unique, because, as I'm saying, you don't have that many black tie gala dinners celebrating the achievements in the industry anywhere else. We'll have private retreats, we'll have networking drinks parties, and we even have Goldfinger's Gold Deal Club as part of our CC Forum. It's pretty famous. It's a satellite event, which is part and parcel of CC Forum, on the 16th of October. Okay, so those VIP guests that will be attending the program of CC Forum, they're complimentarily invited to attend the Goldfingers event on the 16th. Okay, we'll have a buzzing exhibition, about 1,000 square meters, so it's really big. We're almost sold out, but some very limited availability remains available. So feel free to jump on the bandwagon, and we're prepared to give them slash prices because last minute deals. But it will be a buzzing show, and hopefully, Craig, your entity will do it there as well. And
no, hopefully, mate. We walk in the door and we perform.
Yes, but there are also 2 other things that I don't think I'll struggle to think about any other blockchain or AI conference that we'll be doing, because we are positioned in the investment niche.
Yeah,
that means that our most important mission, I'd say, is connecting global promising startups with the investors in situ. We're pleased to announce that we'll be having the so-called Investors Hub. What that is, it's a roped-off VIP area with about 25 to 30 biggest family offices, investment funds, and VC capital firms. And startups will have a unique opportunity of approaching the decision makers in situ, subject to a prior arrangement, and do the speed dating direct to the decision makers in situ. It has not been done before. It worked very well last year, and we had startups queuing up in a line to grab a 5-minute slot with the decision makers. You're talking about big money there. These 25 entities, they have around about $50 billion under management. It's serious, okay?
Yeah.
And these are not any old investors, but these are particular entities that have a focused interest in blockchain and AI and fintech in general. So this is really something we want to keep up. We did it last year, and it's now we're raised on the bar even higher, because last year we had 15 of those. Now we're cramped, like it's really just cracking at the seams, and we have more investors who would like to take part in that, but we have to say no to them because we can't just get them all in. That's on the investor side. And on the startup side, what we have is the so-called startup city.
Mm-hmm.
What that is,
And this is a section, yeah? Is this a section within the hall?
it's very much part of the whole event, of the venue. It's part of the exhibition. What that is, around 100 selected startups will be given the opportunity of exhibiting freely, showcasing their projects to the audience at large, and particularly to the investors. We have a bit of a competition because we have hundreds of applications coming regularly, but we're filtering through those, and only the selected 100 will be given this opportunity. It's a one by one meter stand, two in height, one in length, but still that would just say clearly, provide them information about the startup in question, and that just really brings them the excitement and buzz into the show. That's important. We don't charge them, but it just really brings out the whole essence of entrepreneurship.
Max, let me ask you a question quickly. Just sorry to interrupt you here, but I'm really fascinated to bring my audience in a little bit more. I want them involved. I want them to understand the benefit of an event like this. And look, let me just say up front, guys, this is not a paid promotion of an event. We don't take payment of any interviews ever. We do not do that. I've never taken $1 for a single interview. What I say is my word. What I say is my truth. And there's a goddamn reason why I've spent the money to take myself and my team over to this particular event with 1 month's notice. This is no joke, okay? If you are somebody out there who has a project or wishes to learn, get involved in the space, and this is the event to be at. The event to be at. Go to cc-forum.com and check out the speakers. And you just tell me that I'm wrong. But what I wanted to ask you, Max, on that family office side of things, if you're a startup, if you have an idea, if you're an established business but might wish to scale faster, the family offices are the best money you can get. Sure,
Absolutely.
It's a step above VC in my view because they won't screw you as badly. My experience with people that run family offices is that they'll be a lot more fair, but they want to empower the individual to be in control of the project and drive it from that back seat. So how have you managed, and have you seen the family office space in blockchain and AI increase significantly from the last show?
Absolutely. As I'm saying, we've increased like 3 times, not 2-fold, but 3 times. And it's amazing. Last year when we were just starting out, here I was going out of my way, trying to get those big names to our show. And yes, we had some, limited response, and we did succeed in getting 15 of those. But now, as I'm saying, we're just showered with suggestions and requests. And it's just amazing. We even have a few sheikhs, offices, private offices, that run really, really, really serious money. They're all going to come there physically. It's important to know that they're very selective as to who they want to speak to. So you don't.
Becomes very valuable. To
set expectations, okay? Obviously, there'll be multiple startups wanting to grab a 5-minute slot with decision makers, but it will have to be down to them to choose and pick who they want to listen to. But once they give this opportunity, it will be down to the startups in questions to try and do the speed dating and really convince them that it's the worthwhile project you're talking about. And then if they're interested, they will take it further and arrange for a private meeting. It just gives the starting point, the launching pad. That's important, you see? So make sure, startups, you have your perfect pitch ready at hand and hands-on.
Elevator pitch, by the way, by the sound of it, elevator pitches are what are big.
So
if you can't explain your business in an elevator in under a minute, you really don't have a business, is what I've been taught in my career through my mentors.
Just to complement with that, Craig, we have the pitching contest as well, with a confirmed £50,000 as a prize draw of one of our sponsors.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, we have that as part and parcel of the forum, and it's been voted by professional jury. 7 respective members of the jury will be sitting on the stage and deciding who the prize draw will go for. Okay, it's not about the prize draw itself. Yes, it's significant, £50,000 for someone who's a startup, but it's more really just reaching out to the many investors that will be sitting in the conference. It's not about these 25 or 30 family offices or investment funds that will be part of the Investors Hub. We'll have many more sitting in the hall. It's reaching out to them really, and that provides with a unique opportunity of being heard and seen. Yes, that comes at a bit of a cost. You can go to the CC Forum website and see, but that provides with a unique opportunity of highlighting and showcasing one's project in front of the high-profile investors' audience.
Max, I got to ask you this: as a man who has had a lot of success in their life, and I'm not trying to blow up a balloon around your ego, it's just a fact. I speak in truths. You know, if you were to be one of the listeners' mentors, I think we've discussed quite closely why somebody should come. Can you speak to the who? Who should come to these types of events? What's the sort of person that's going to get the most benefit from this, aside from your average retail investor who needs to be on the forefront of understanding what's coming and seeing what's happening? Who are the people that are going to benefit the most out of coming to the CC Forum in London between the 14th and 16th of October?
3 days, yes, absolutely. Well, it's absolutely the right and apt question you're asking, Craig. It's all about who our audience are. As I'm saying, we cater for a variety of categories. Our mission would be incomplete if one of these categories would not be reached out. So we're keen on educating people just as much as helping startups and investors strike a deal. I mean, that's good. It makes me feel enormously gratified when I see, you know, a deal signed off and taken further. That's fine. But it's also about educating the audience. I mean, we've been deep down, head over heels, you and I, in this space for quite a number of years, really. But there are a lot of people who just cottoning on to the importance of this underlying technologies, really, blockchain and AI, and they dovetail together, and that's the reason why we decided to go for this joint edition, embracing both technologies, because they, in my opinion, they're complementary products, really. So it's important to educate this audience. It doesn't have to be anybody can be ranked in this category. These are investors themselves. Sometimes people just who've got big funds under management have been investing in the likes of, I don't know, retail industry, you know, real estate, you know, winemaking. They have very limited notion of what blockchain is all about. So it's about educating them as well. It's about geeks. It's about nerds as well, who want to find the proper practical implementation of their expertise. It's about blockchain and AI enthusiasts. So it's a whole range of categories that we're talking about here. And each and every one is bound to have a certain application of what it's all about. They can come there and get something new for them.
Mate, look, I've had an absolute pleasure going through what you're doing with the CC Forum. I'm really, really looking forward to meeting you in person, being at the event. We've actually got a course, a one-day trading course that is tacked on the front end of this, which will be run on the 12th of October. So ladies and gentlemen around the world, if you would like to come and spend a day with me and my team learning how to trade, and then go on for 3 amazing days of understanding, education, deal potential flow, and everything you need to know amongst some of the best presenters, speakers, brains in our industry, not just blockchain, but AI. Open your mind, open your wallet, buy a ticket to this event. There's one reason why we've done exactly what I just said for you to do, is because this is the event to be at. The CC Forum Blockchain and AI Digital Innovation Conference. It's cc-forum.com. Max, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you today. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with?
As a tidbit, there's another thing that has not been done before, and which we're extremely proud of, because we have this significant governmental presence, and let's put it that way, ideological support from the British Parliament.
Mm.
I mean, we're absolutely apolitical, and surprisingly, because of the Brexit implications and what
Oh,
we've been having
Brexit.
there,
Oh, my God.
it
Can we just
makes
talk about it?
people more excited to come to London, because I keep saying to people, if they want to see history in its making, that's the right place and the right time
Yep.
to come. And that shows the extent to which good old England has been keen on jumping on the bandwagon of embracing the emerging technologies. I mean, last year we only had 2 members of the parliament, and we struggled to get them in for CC Forum, but now we have 4 lords keynoting. I mean, it's absolutely extraordinary. But the other thing is, just as a tidbit, we might have something which has not been done before whatsoever. Part of the CC Forum, as another satellite event, will have a special blockchain reception hosted by Lord Waverley MP at the House of Lords.
What?
It has not been done, but yes, you've heard me right. House of Lords, yes, there will be a special blockchain reception that shows the extent to how important it is for the UK to retain this unique role of its being the financial capital of the world,
Oh, yeah.
and being at the spearhead of the emerging technologies. Again, it has not been done before. We're now talking about the particular format of it, because, as you might know, what's been happening in the UK, the Parliament has been prorogued, effectively suspended, and it will be down to Her Majesty the Queen, who will be hitting the stage on the 14th of October at the Parliament. So we might either go for the 14th or the 16th of October as part of the CC Forum. But as I'm saying, it's a satellite event. It has not been done before. It will be hosted separately by one of the most respected peers in the British Parliament, Lord Waverley. But it's still very much part and parcel of CC Forum. So don't miss out on that one as well. It has not been done before.
I think I've just found my headline. Sorry, I think I've just found my headline. When royalty joins crypto.
Well, you're not far from the truth, Craig. We have a very particular panel. Actually, we have a number of panels. If you care to go to look at our agenda, you might see that there are
Oh, I
at least
see it.
3 of them really standing out. One of them is about the interests of the
Prince Michael of
royal families in the emerging technologies. And we have the likes of Prince Michael of Liechtenstein coming over with Chase, and they will be discussing the implications of embracing the innovative technologies in general. We have the billionaires panel as well. It hasn't been announced yet, but it's about the interests and what it takes to be a tech billionaire. And we have a panel like this as well on the 16th, not shortly after your own keynote on the 16th, if I may remind you. And we also have another epic panel, which is called Emerging Technologies as a Means of Attracting Foreign Direct Investment.
Yeah.
And that would involve the top senior governmental officials, not from the UK only, but from 3 other countries that have been at the spearhead, at the forefront of emerging technologies: Singapore, Malaysia, and Japan. So that's something really significant as well. If you really want to hear the top governmental officials pontificating about the importance of the digital transformation, that's the right panel to attend. Okay.
Max, I'll say it one more time, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I really appreciate the opportunity and the privilege to speak to a man of your caliber doing what you're doing. And we all appreciate what you are pushing forward in this space. You have no need to do this. This is not about financial gain. This is about education, helping and guiding others into the new frontier of technology, which is obviously blockchain and AI. So from the bottom of my heart and my listeners, please, guys, make sure you get along to this event if you're anywhere near London, or even if you're not, because I tell you what, I'm on the other side of the goddamn planet. I'm going to be there. Come along, say hi. We're going to have a stand there for a couple of days presenting at 3:25 on the 16th. We've got an event on the 12th of October where you can come along and learn how to trade the way I trade. And of course, a 3-day marvelous event with the brightest minds in our industry pushing forward. It's been an absolute pleasure spending time with you, Max. I look forward to sitting down, shaking your hand, and having maybe a scrumpy jacks is probably the right thing for us to do in the motherland. Is that right?
Absolutely. Pleasure to have been hosted by you, Craig, and looking forward both to your keynote and what you'll be doing for CC Forum. Amazing to talk to you. See you in London. Bye-bye.
It's been a pleasure. The website, again, CC as in Craig Cobb, -forum.com. Get your tickets, get along, and get yourself wrapped up in what's going to be one of the events of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic day, night, wherever you are in the world. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.
London, listen up. We will be with you taking our checklist-based trading strategies on the back of the CC Forum, October 12 at the Queen Elizabeth Conference Centre. If you want to learn these checklist-based trading strategies that I've been employing for quite some time and you want to learn it in person, get yourself booked now. We have thousands of people at the CC Forum and the event will sell out quickly. From there, we move on to Malta on the 9th of November. That'll be at the Intercontinental Hotel in Malta, also backing on to the back of an event, which is Malta AI and Blockchain Summit. Again, thousands of people expected, so get your spot quickly. From Malta straight across the pond to Singapore, November 16 at Marina Bay Sands, another event we are tacking on to the end of, which is called Block Show. Again, this has got thousands of people, so if you want to come along, get in there quick. And finally, back in Sydney on the 23rd and 24th at the Ridges World Square. So guys, whether it be London, Malta, Singapore, you need to get yourself along to these events if you want to learn the checklist-based trading that I employ and use daily. Very simple stuff, guys. Go to tradercobb.com/global and book your spot right now.